Welcome to Agana Airport in Guam and part of the Mariana Islands, and we will be making a quick trip up to Saipan today. This is the local route flown by United, and we're using a 737-800 today. The aircraft in question came in about 4:30 this morning. We are about 8:45. A little late for this daily flight, but we will make the run up there real quick. It's about a 30-minute flight, wheels up to wheels down, and we'll get underway here. Because the aircraft's powered down, we will have to power it up, so we will take care of that now. First thing we want to check when we get into the aircraft, want to make sure landing gear is down, windshield wipers are off. We're going to first of all power up the battery, and then we need to make sure that we actually have power to the aircraft, which is not actually hooked up yet. So we'll wait for that to come on. And then we'll get our aircraft ready to go for this quick flight. What we are going to do is we're going to take off out of here. We are going to probably dogleg just a little bit to get out of the way of Anderson Air Force Base. We'll put a fix in there, a 5-mile window, and we'll put a fix on our departure as well, because there's not standard departures. But sometimes they'll fly right through that area. But there's a lot of military action going on right now. I think they have war games or something going on. So a lot of military folks and aircraft on there. So we'll give them a little bit more and have that taken care of. As we see, we've got ground power now, so now we will power up the aircraft. And you can see that the ground power is there. We can check our batteries, and we are more than 24 on both batteries for the auxiliary and whatnot. We have to have 2 batteries for ETOPS operation. This aircraft will be an ETOPS operation multiple times. And so we let the aircraft power up a little bit. We should be making sure that our fuel and everything else is not unrealistic. Aircraft just arriving would be right around there. They have these things totally fueled as a default, and that doesn't really make a lot of sense. And we'll also set it empty because we want to load the aircraft up. And we will start that process. So we will look over here we will pull in the flight plan that we're going to do into our flight bag on our EMF here. And let's see here. We want to look at our, like we have winds at 30 coming where we're landing, pretty calm. Looks like calm winds here in Guam, so it should be a pretty quick takeoff here. There was some storms off to the west, but it looks like we should be have a pretty smooth, quick little flight here. So on that note, let's start the ground services, because we know we want to get the aircraft loaded up here. So we're going to ask for a fuel truck to arrive. We are going to see here. We are going to ask for the loaders to arrive and open the door so we can load the baggage, and we will get all that information here. We have a release form, which we're going to be a little late on our departure. I had a little problem getting the aircraft ready to go for you, so we will definitely be a delayed flight today. Our total fuel is going to be we're going to go ahead and top the tanks off. We'll round up, so we'll go 11,600 pounds. So we'll go ahead and put that number in here. So 11.6, and as the truck arrives, we'll have it start fueling. Try to get out of the gate as quick as possible here. But safely. I'm going to have 142 passengers today heading up with us. Not quite a full aircraft, but not empty either. And then we're going to have 7.8. So we're going to do just a little heavier in the front here. 4,000 pounds up front. We'll put 38 in the back. And we'll start to get that loaded up as we get going here. As the aircraft powers up, all the systems are running through their checks, so it takes us a minute to be able to run through our safety checks. In the meantime, what we can do is we can start to load up the FMC and start that process. We are going to want to hold on one sec here. We're going to want to make sure that we have an idea about where the aircraft is actually sitting right now. So we will look at our taxi sheet here, and we'll look at our pushback, and we'll look at our coordinates here, which will give us exactly where we are. So we just double check that those all match up, because we are going to be covering over water, and just standard procedure when you have ETOPS operations, you want to double and triple check your alignment on everything. So the first thing I'm going to, and again, I'm going to do this so not because the aircraft is just powering up. I'm going to go ahead and jump onto this. Real 737 pilots might say, yeah, we don't do that until later. But we're just going to go ahead and get started with that. So we're going to come back here to the FMC, and I'm going to pull this up over here so that we can actually have some of the on the ground stuff being done. We'll start the fueling process, and we need to open the door for the passengers to get on board. It's closed. And voila, there we go. And then we'll be able to start boarding passengers as well. And we can do that as we're fueling. We also want to quickly, before we do that, we want to make sure the emergency lights work. And we do have that. We would do an all call back to the attendants, and they would verify that. I'm going to leave the seatbelt signs off until we're ready to go here. We've had the aircraft powered long enough, so let's go ahead and just run through the regular procedure that we would have at the gate. The procedure I have. So we're going to check the stick shakers. Those both go. Overspeed alarms on both sides. Checking those. All right, and then we're going to test and see all the lights here. Yeah, we've got something going on in the FMC. Thank you. I'm going to check all of those lights, make sure that everything is lighting up, that we don't have any bulbs out. Nothing worse than not having a warning light come up and you don't see it. All right, looking across everything here, and we look good. Also defaults to not have the brakes set, so we'll set those here in a second. Turn that off. The plane is on chocks, so it won't move anywhere. But we'll go ahead and set the brakes, and we do that by pressing the brake pedal down, pulling the brake on. Next, we're going to do a fire caution and warning. First, the overheat alarm, and we will do that by doing this. And we see it up here to the side there. You'll see it, the overheat. And now that I released it, and then we will see all of the lights light up there, and we will see the lights light up there, and we'll kill that. We'll also look at our that, and we saw that as well. Since we went ahead and aligned the aircraft, it's now asking for a position. So your first thing is you're looking at a dent. We have our latest ACARs here, or not ACARs. Our latest navigational data is the latest that's there, and we do have the correct model and the correct engine rating that matches our departure briefing or our release forms. All right, so we are going to put in our current location, and that is PGUM. And this is where the when I looked at the location, it's very important. We are at gate 17 at Ganya. And we're going to take the GPS thing and put it in there. And then we can take a look and see to make sure that everything matches up. And if we look over here, we want to make sure that that is the same. 13, 29, 6, 44, 48, 5. And it's going to be close, but as long as it's pretty close, you're good. And it looks like we are all aligned correctly. We are in the right location. So then we're going to move over to our route here. Go ahead and program that in. And we will pull that from the flight plan that's already been pulled into the tablet over there. And we are going to PGSN. It's N. Okay. And then we are United 174. So UAL 174. And we'll go ahead and request the flight plan. And it's coming from SimBrief, so we'll load that up. You can also load your weights and whatnot that way as well. Let's go ahead and start the passenger boarding, because that will probably take the longest. We will also start the baggage loading at the same time and get those guys going. Fuel is done, because we were looking for 11.6. We're good there. All right, so we're going to load this up. Our departure runway is going to be 6 today. Oops. Taking a second to do that. Oh, it's still loading it, guys. Sorry about that. Going to be 6 left today for our runway departure. Come back to our route, and then we want to look at our arrival. And we have selected, before I open this up, I had selected a flight plan, and I'm going to come in. Well, I didn't actually put it in this one, but we'll go ahead and do that. We're going to select the ILS 7. It's going to bring us in right along there. So we have our runway selected. We didn't select this over here. We're going to add to route. Okay, there we go. 6 left. There are no departures available, but we will slide a little bit to the right here. We're putting in a waypoint, and I'll show you how that works, and also put in a fix in for 5-mile radius of Anderson Air Force Base, which we will just skirt by on our northeast departure. All right, so let's see here. We come back to our route, and we want to look at it. It's a pretty simple route. We're just going, basically, we're going to make two little dog legs there, and we look at our legs. We don't have any discontinues, so we can set in our... Did we actually select? We didn't select this. Sorry, guys. And we're going to say it's a Willie approach, which will give us that, which will give us more waypoints on our legs. And then we can check our legs, and there we go. We've got a full route all the way from Agana to Saipan. All right, so we can go ahead and activate this, and we'll execute. And I think we're loading everything, aren't we? We are still moving here. We can let the fuel truck go. We do have air conditioning going. As the passengers start to board, we might want to get the air conditioning going. It's a little bit of a warm day. Not too bad. But we can start the process of what we think. We're going to be 6 left. We can import from here for now. And we'll do that. Wait for our center of gravity and everything else. Yeah, we can go ahead and start finishing this part of the pre-flight. So we're going to check and make sure our cross feeds will work. Open valve. We'll close there. We can turn the yaw damper on now that we are aligned. I checked our batteries before. I'll set it up for AP when we're ready to go. Turn our window heat on. For some reason, PDMG doesn't do the test anymore. It used to have a test function there. We can also test our record until see the light come on, and then we want to erase. That is our microphone recording for the black boxes. Gonna go ahead and just flip these around here. This is the pneumatic system. It works for the air conditioning and for that. Our flight route today is going to have us up around. Let's see here. We're not going to go that high. We're going to 15,000. So we're going to set that in here. You can see it kind of a little bit to the side there. 15,000, and then our landing so we want to be 50 over the final destination. So our landing is actually 215. So as long as we're at the next rounded 50, so we'll go to 250 here. And since we're all fueled up, we'll go ahead and put the seatbelt sign on. And we will go ahead and do a few more tests here. So we're going to test the alert system.
Glide slope. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
It's working there. And then we'll run one more system test here. We'll also check our oxygen. Looks good. Check our takeoff warning. And that's telling us that the aircraft is not configured for takeoff by doing that, but the engines are not engaged, so we don't see that. We also turn the hydraulics on. They look fine. We'll go ahead and leave them on. And if you've ever wondered why you hear an aircraft making this kind of sound, as you can hear right there, that's why that is. The little engine running is the air conditioning unit on the outside pressing into the aircraft. And we'll pull that here in a minute and get the APU started as we're getting everybody on board. All right, so back to this. We need to get ready for our departure. So the first thing we want to do is we want to find out what our ATIS is.
Guam Airport information, Yankee 2300 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition 1,700 feet scattered few clouds at 4,800 feet few clouds at 14,100 feet. Temperature 25. Viewpoint 10. Altimeter 29.83. ILS runway 6 left and ILS runway 6 right in use. Landing and departing runway 6 left and runway 6 right. DFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Yankee.
All right, we're going to request our clearance now, so we'll get our departure information, our initial altitude, and whatnot as assigned by ATC.
Aganya clearance delivery United 174 IFR to Saipan ready to copy.
United 174 is cleared to Saipan Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 6 left climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure frequency is 120.5 squawk 2232.
United 174 cleared to Saipan Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 6 left climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure on 120.5 squawk 2232.
United 174 read that correct.
All right.
Contact ground on 121.9er.
All right, so we got 2232 in on the squawk box. I got to turn this up a little bit so we can see. We'll tilt the weather radar up if we want to have that on during takeoff. Let's see here. We'll go 13,000 feet. That'll be our initial altitude. Go ahead and set that up in there. And bam, there we go. All right. And we will go ahead and finish setting up the aircraft before we pause for departure here. The final thing that we want to check here is we want to just check and make sure that this is where we can check and see if our TCAS is all working, but we also see all the knobs or all the different knobs.
Test. Pass.
Basically see if everything lights up as well. And we're good there. So the next thing we're waiting for is we're waiting for the aircraft to be finished to be loaded. And then we will, and we're still boarding passengers, but we're getting close. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and start the APU. So we're going to put fuel out of the one of the fuel pumps, and we will fire that up, which is this right here. This is the little jet engine that comes off the back of the plane, and you can hear that back here as it starts to fire up. This is the intake, and that's the exhaust port, and you'll start to hear it ramp up here, and it's a little jet engine in the back of the aircraft. All right, and so now we've got that started to fire up. Then once we have that, then we will take the power internal here, which means that we'll get a little blue light here. We can also start to, once the thing starts to, we'll flip the air conditioning on so we can have the truck with the air conditioner stop pumping in, and we will do that here. Release air conditioning. I've been on aircraft where they've released the powered before they wanted to. So we'll go ahead and get that started here. So now that's rolling. And we'll make the switch to internal on the aircraft. So a lot of times when you hear that go, pretty much that means the aircraft is pretty much ready to release. Well, there are a few things that can go wrong between now and then. All right. Now we're just waiting for the last of the passengers to board. Once we have that, then we'll have our weight and balance. And we are there. So I'm going to stop the video here and do this in the next part for our pushback departure and takeoff. All right, so we're going to set up our departure here. And we've got everything pretty much set up as far as our speeds for takeoff here. Give me just a moment here, and we're going to set up just a kind of a not go through Anderson Air Force's 5-mile radius there. So we'll do PUGM, and we will also set up so that we know if we need to come back. Chart approach. Six 063, and we're going to go 3 miles. 63, and we'll go 3 miles. 3 miles. Bam. And then we will go PGUM. I believe we'll do 75, 075. No. Yeah, we'll do that. 75. At 15 miles. Let's go 12. It just puts me right through them. PUGM. PGUM. At 7 miles. Excuse me. 75. At 7 miles. Still's got me in there. Hang on a sec here. And we'll make a little line there, just stay out of their 5-mile radius there. Make it a little easier on everybody. So we'll make a pretty quick turn, about 30, 40 degrees there to the south, to the east, rather. Okay, so we got that ready to go. And we have a contiguous plan here, so we're good to go. Let's go ahead and unplug everything else. We are still on ground power, so we can go ahead and have this go away. Bam. Release ground power, and we can release the. Make sure the door is closed. Are we closed on doors? Doors are not closed. We haven't released everything. All right, and release that, and we will release the. We'll close the front door here. close the front door. There we go. And you're ready to roll. And we will release the jetway. Should be pulling back. Okay, we're getting pretty close here. And then we'll come back and make sure that our initialization, we didn't quite finish that up. So we're 44 degrees for the engines, and we are asking on our performance, we're looking for 5 in flaps. Center of gravity is, or something that matches up with what we have there, 23. So we need 478 on our, this is our trim, initial trim for the aircraft. So pretty close to 478 right there. And then our winds are calm, so we don't need to worry about that. Do we have any? Yeah, we're got a positive, so 0.59 on the runway slope. We're dry today, which is good. And then we can just put in our flight. So it looks like we 144 on departure. So we'll go ahead and set this 20 knots above what V2 is. So we'll accelerate to that. So we will turn on the flight directors. And we will set that there. All right. Flight instruments and check heading. We are good there. Hold on 1 sec here. Checklist. Pick item. Parking brake is set. Sure. Those are set. Initial heading is 63. Initial altitude. We'll make sure that is actually correct. We 13,000, which is our clearance. And what we also need to get up here is we need to put 110.3 in. Have that lined up with the runway. It's another way that we know that we're on the right runway taking off, because it'll bring this up, and this should be all aligned when we take off. We will also set that for if we have to return, take the workload down a little bit. If we have to make a quick return to the airport, have this all lined up. Okay. Exterior doors are closed. Got everything closed there. Fuel panel is set. We're going to turn all of those on. We do not need the center fuel pumps because we do not have that much fuel on board today. Hydraulic pumps are on. Yes, we are all on there. 2 that are off are powered by the engine, so we won't have that. Anti-collision lights, we will turn that on. That is the red rotating beacon. You can see that on the outside here. All right. And trim, we set that, as we know. Trim is set. And voila. Light door is locked. Check. Quantity pumps are on. Passenger signs are on. Windows are locked. Boom, boom. Both sides, thank you. Yep, speeds are in. We've checked all that. Boom. Check that. Rudder and trim are all, they're all flat. We're good. All right, and our takeoff and takeoff, we will be taxiing out. We're going to have one single engine out until we get. Hold on 1 sec. We're gonna have to go around the building. So when we reach Echo, we'll on Kilo, we will begin and fire up engine number 1 at that point. It'll be engine number 2 first in this order, and we will be we'll go ahead and go with 2 here. Anti-collision light is on, as we said, and we are ready to go. All right. So we got a push back here. We're gonna push out, and we're gonna push the nose to the left, and we're gonna set up this guy to come in here, and we will call him up.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for pushback and start. They want the tail to our right.
Also RTO.
Copy that. Ready for push tail right. Release parking brake, please.
Parking brakes released. Here we go. 74.
Brakes released.
Mm-hmm. Oh, why do we have those on?
Brakes released. Here we go.
How those ended up on early. Okay. Looks like we're clear of everything, so let's go ahead and start the engines here. Once we get to 24 on N2, then we will start the engines. These things start a lot faster than the new MAX aircraft, which is pretty cool how they start. And we'll go ahead and start our block time here as well. And we will single engine taxi out, save a little bit of fuel. All right, so we're past 24, so we will bring this up.
Pushback complete. Parking brake, please.
All right, parking brake. Oops.
Brake set.
Co-pilot will handle.
Steering pin is pulled.
Out of here.
Watch for the salute. Release from guidance on your right. Have a good flight.
Thank you. Okay. We're going to single engine taxi here, so we're going to go ahead and put these up here for a second here while I do a few things. Boom, boom. Check both of those. And we're 5 degrees on our there. And we'll go ahead and request IFR taxi.
Aganya Ground United 174 with Zulu ready to taxi IFR.
United 174 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 6 left via taxiway Lima Kilo. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 6 left via taxiway Lima Kilo United 174.
As you can see, this we're going to come around the building here, so we're going to go ahead and bring her forward a little bit. We're going to start the second engine when we get around here. That'll give us plenty of time to get that engine and do the remaining part of it. If we have to stop short of the runway, we'll do that. My joystick tends to have a little bit of an issue with sometimes it wants to pull to the left. So if you see that jerking motion with the like that, that is not because the engine's powering on that side. It's because the joystick is a problem here. It's not necessarily a flight control issue. It's a wheel issue. It's a known issue with this particular joystick, but this is actually the this is what I'm steering it with, which will give me full range of motion. And we'll go ahead and put the engines back on the bottom there for now. And we'll finish our checklist as we get out. When I was in Guam, this taxiway was being worked on, so they did not have. You had to go back on the runway, so that runway was closed because it was partial taxiway for this part of the airport. Got a lot of power running on that side of the plane, so I am fighting it a little bit. There's no crash detection here with the program put some crazy stuff in the middle of taxiways, and we'll just run over them here. It's not very real world. There wouldn't be vehicles. They would be over on the side over here, not in the taxiway. But they end up putting them out on top of this for whatever reason, and you see some problems with the lights. That is a little bit better in Microsoft 2024. Still kind of working to get up to speed on that one. Do that. All right, we're near Echo now, so we are going to go ahead and fire up that other engine. We'll go ahead and get this turn out of the way. And I'm going to let it slow down a little bit because sometimes steering and starting an engine with just me in the cockpit is kind of a little scary. All right, so we'll go ahead and turn here. That's that joystick not being all that agreeable. All right, so we will go ahead and kill that. We'll go ahead and leave the others on. I'll go ahead and fire up the engine here. And now we're going to watch the same. Okay, 24, we're going to do that. Copilot, watch that. There's no failure set up on the this aircraft right now, so I can pretty much guarantee that everything is going to work the way it was supposed to, so I can trust that the Copilot is watching that. I'll continue to steer the aircraft here. And then we'll finish up the pre-flight, pre-takeoff. And I'm still using the one engine here, as you can see, until everything is fired up. And that is now available. All right, so we're going to bring the power on to the engines. And we will kill that. And we will bring this and this and this and this in. We are internal there. Kill the APU. Bring these and these here. We'll bring these on board, which is the probe heat. One of these are recall. We'll check that real quick. And we do have a, let's just check our takeoff speeds as predicted. Still 144. Okay. All right. And before check the generators are on. That is done. Probe heat is on. Anti-ice is required. Isolation valve there. It is auto. Boom. We've got engine start switches are on continuous. Boom. There we go. Brake is on RTO. There you go. The detent, flight controls, we checked that before we taxied. And ground equipment is clear. We're good. Or takeoff, check. Flaps, we got green lights, right? We got a green light. We're at 5 degrees. Bam. Stabilizer trim, we checked that. We're good there. And one last thing we need to do is arm the auto throttles. And we won't need the checklist until we're airborne now. And just so you're aware, I have a copy of these navigation charts with me on an actual iPad. As you remember, when I increased the throttles before at the gates, I would get a warning alert. That would tell me if the aircraft was not configured. All right, so we'll go ahead and switch to tower over here. We're close enough. I believe we need to make a turn here. Is this Alpha? Yes, and we got to cross the runway. So we're going to turn here, cross. We are not using this runway. Oh, yes, we are. We are actually using this runway. Hang on one sec here. Oh, we're taking Kilo all the way out. So we're on runway 6 left. Sorry. This is why we double-check things. Runway was closed last week. Again, that's why I set the that there. We'll also turn on our TCAS. Turn that on. But that's why we set that up, so I know that I'm on the right runway. 6 left.
Aganya Tower United 174 ready for IFR departure runway 6 left.
United 174 altimeter 29er decimal 8 tree wind calm. Cleared for takeoff runway 6 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 6 left United 174.
Start our clock here, and away we go.
Knots. E1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
United 174 contact Oakland Center on 120.5. Good day.
Going to 120.5 United 174. Oakland Center United 174 is at 1,800 feet, climbing 13,000 feet.
United 174 Oakland Center altimeter 29.83 radar contact. Continue to backbeat.
And we're making a turn here. A little late on the turn, but we're good. A little fast, too. I want to stay under 250 knots here. A little less shallow, but this is also just me trying to just avoid the 5 mile radius, so it's more or less visual at this point. And we'll start to turn back that direction. I say visual, and we're in the clouds. There we go. And the idea is that I need to keep it these two lines centered here. And so I'm a little off and a little low. When I go a little low on it, I'm gaining speed. It's just physics. Also trying to keep the aircraft pretty smooth. Make it a smooth ride for the passengers. And I'm still a little off center here, but I'll come back into it. It'll gain in. There we go. We'll go ahead and just let the autopilot take it from there. And I'll meet you at altitude here. All right. So we'll figure out the final part of our flight here. So we're looking at, we're getting just our weather in. We've got our ILS set up at 109.9, 66 degrees. That is in there. But we will also get our descent data in here as well. So we've got clouds at 3,100 feet to 1,900 feet. So we'll put that in here. And our barometer, our altimeter is 2982 at our landing location. 82. Winds are going to be 120 at 4, which we have set over here. And we are good to go. We are now directly to Willie, which Willie will be our cross point there. Boom. So that's where we're headed. Top of descent is right there. So if they don't start to bring us down, we will start to go down. And we should be on the ground at 8 after the hour. Set for 3 there. And we're good to go. Aircraft is already slowing for its descent. And we will ask ATC to give us a lower altitude. We will ask it for
Oakland Center
7,000.
174. Request 7,000 feet.
United 174 descend and maintain 7,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet, United 174.
It'll automatically start to descend here.
United 174, you are 54 miles southwest. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 7 approach via HIRCH transition. Clear to HIRCH.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 7 approach via HIRCH transition. Clear to Hertz United 174. United 174 would like ILS runway 7 approach Cordy transition.
United 174, you are 50 miles southwest. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 7 approach via Cordy transition. Clear to Cordy.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 7 approach via Cordy transition. Clear to Cordy United 174.
One thing I didn't do is that typically you want that off when you're taking off, because if there is a problem, you have that. I missed that in the takeoff.
United 174, contact Oakland Center on 118.4. Good day.
118.4 United 174. Goodbye. Oakland Center United 174 is at 10,900 feet, descending 7,000 feet.
United 174, Oakland Center altimeter 29.8 tree radar contact. Continue to Cordy.
Not much to tell you about right now. All right, we're going to ignore that because
Climb and
it's
maintain
this is where
13,000 feet,
the
United 174.
ATC in this is still goofy because it'll all of a sudden tell me to go to 13,000 feet and then it will miss the fact that I'm on the approach. As you can see, I need to be down about 2,000 feet here, so we will ignore that. In real world, they wouldn't be given directions like that. So we're going to go ahead and take this down to 2,900 feet. Which is the altitude that it's giving me here as the minimum.
United 174, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet.
Mm-hmm. And we'll turn in here.
United 174, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet.
Mm-hmm. It's asking for a little drag here, so we will throw out the spoilers as you can all see here. And the autopilot's just going to go ahead and turn it in here. As we continue to slow down.
United 174, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet. United 174, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet.
United 174 would like ILS runway 7 approach vectors to final.
United 174, you are 17 miles west. Climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Expect vectors ILS runway 7 approach. United 174, you are 17 miles southwest of Saipan. Descend and maintain 2,100 feet. Contact Saipan Tower on 125.7.
Descend and maintain 2,100 feet. Tower on 125.7 United 174.
Now we'll bring in the
Saipan Tower United 17415 miles southwest inbound ILS runway 7 approach.
United 174 Saipan Tower. Altimeter 29.83, wind 071 at 4. Cleared ILS runway 7 approach.
Cleared ILS runway 7 approach United 174.
Bring in some flaps here. Going to continue to help the aircraft slow down a little bit here.
Saipan Tower United 76 Heavy ready for IFR departure runway 6. United 76 Heavy altimeter 29.83, wind 071 at 4. Cleared for takeoff runway 6.
And now that we're on the
Cleared for
ILS,
takeoff runway 6 United
I need to
76
actually bring the
Heavy.
speed down myself. And we're there. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more because we're going to give him time to get off the ground. Thing to blow up a little bit. And 149 is our final speed, so we will bring it down to that. And 149 is our final speed. And since we're fixed there, we will go ahead and bring it down to 30. And landing gear is coming out.
United 76 Heavy contact Oakland Center on 118.4.
He's gone.
Good day.
Landing gear is down. Got green on the flaps, and we are good.
Going to 118.4.
There's our runway.
76 Heavy.
I have the aircraft.
United 174 wind 071 at 4. Cleared to land runway 7.
Cleared to land runway 7 United 174.
Sync rate. 50, 30, 20, 10.
United 174, turn next taxiway. United 174, contact ground on 121.8.
121.8 United 174. Goodbye. Saipan ground United 174 request taxi to the gate.
United 174, taxi to gate 5 via taxiway cross runway 24.
Taxiing to gate 5 using taxiway cross runway 24 United 174.
Mm-mm. And here we are.